everybody. This is Hannah Fletcher with MUSE TV. We are joined today by the incomparable Aunjanue Ellis. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to get to speak with you today about your brand new film. And I have so many questions for you, so I hope you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Awesome. All right. So first of all, I would love for you to just preface and give a brief introduction and give us a little bit of insight to what your film is about.
Well, the subject is about a character named Phil, who is a documentary filmmaker. And the subject of his documentary is this young man, Malcolm, and Malcolm is killed. And the idea of the film is that Phil, the documentarian, doesn't intervene in what happens with this young man. And his mother confronts Phil for what happens to her son.
Very good. Very, very good synopsis. And I have to say, this scene in particular that I'm thinking of, the scene of the whole movie was, oh my goodness, you did such a phenomenal job. I have to say your character development, everything was just spot on. And I really wanted to ask you about when having the option to be given the opportunity to portray a character such as your own. What is it that drew you to your character? What is it about the qualities of her that made you be like, yes, this is the role that I want to portray and tackle and delve into?
I think that Chisa Hutchinson, our screenwriter, her words, the language that she gave Leslie was, I felt so, I don't know, they felt so lived in, you know, and when I read them, they felt intimate to me, you know, and that's the kind of, that's the kind of writing I gravitate to, no matter what form it's in. And then it's certainly the kind of characters that I want to play, because when you're playing a character that has words where you feel like, okay, I can hear those words coming out of my mouth. Do you know what I'm saying? I can hear someone saying that, you know, it feels,
yes, definitely.
Yes, you know, it feels lived in.
Very much so. I would have to say it was very, very, it was so authentic. And like you said, the script writing was phenomenal. I noticed that. And I just was in shock as to how each character had such a distinguished and distinct voice. And I think that that was a really great job. Well done on your part. What would you say would be the biggest challenge that came with this role?
I don't know how challenging it was. I mean, I think that the challenge in this situation, in a word-driven role, right? This is a lot about the words, because she's a playwright. So, and I think this had another life as a play. So there's so much about the words. And so for me, the challenge was making sure that the words were right, that I was saying them right, because it was a lot of words. So I don't say this lightly, you know, there was no improvising done in this, you know, I was saying what was written. And so I really wanted to honor her work in that way. Didn't have a choice. That was what we were supposed to do. And that's what I did. So that was the challenge, to make sure that the words were honored and respected.
Very good. Well, you did a fantastic job at that. And I would love for you to tell me a little bit about, what do you think after having seen the subject? What do you think that the audience is going to walk away from talking about in terms of the movie?
Lord, girl, I wish I could control that. I wish that I could control what audiences, you know, the response for audiences, you know, the response of audiences when they see something. But what I think that what we worked on trying to achieve is that we wanted the audience originally the script, we worked on the ending of the script a little bit, right? So we wanted the audience to do more work. So it was a little bit of so not to give anything away, there are questions rather than answers at the end of this, at the end. And so what I hope will happen is that when people walk away, that they start asking those questions of each other, as opposed to our trying to provide that answer.
For sure. I have to say that I really truly think that a conversation will definitely be started. I think that, like you said, the ending of the movie, especially, there are going to be so many different questions that are going to be reeling in the heads of the viewers. I know for me, myself, I was stunned and just in awe. And I remember as soon as I started seeing the credits rolling, I went to go hit pause and I walked away from my computer and I was just thinking to myself about all of the different types of questions and I was replaying everything. So I believe that you guys did a really well done job of accomplishing that. And I have to say, as a viewer myself, I can attest to what you just said there. And yes, questions will definitely be ruminating in the minds of the viewers for certain.
Good.
Yeah, definitely. And then my final question to you, I'm always very interested about the acting perspective, clearly. And I'm wondering for you as an actress moving forward into your next projects that you take on, what would you say is an element or a tactic maybe from this particular film that you're going to incorporate into your future upcoming work?
What I hope that I don't know. I feel that what I try to do in everything that I do, that I hope to continue doing that. You know, every film set, television set is its own culture, you know, its own country, essentially, with its own currency. I mean, I'm not overstating that. It just is. So when you walk into, I had a wonderful experience working on the subject, but there's no guarantees that the next thing that I do will have that. Well, I will have a great Jason Biggs or a wonderful Lanny Zapoy and the great words of she's, you know, there's no guarantee. So you just have to be prepared for anything that will happen. And I think for me, what that comes down to is, you know, I'm a big bibliophile. I'm a word fanatic, you know, and so what I have to do is come into these situations and use, you know, whatever I have in terms of what the writer provides, start there. And then beyond that, just try to be a really good scene partner. You know what I'm saying? Don't be an asshole. You know what I mean? Don't be an asshole. And that's what I love so much about Jason. You know, like Jason was like, you know, just so protective and loving and open and generous and, you know, and that's what I want to be. I want to be, and I think he's a great example of that. So if I will take something away, that's what I would take away.
Awesome. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining and speaking with me today. On behalf of MUSE, I want to say thank you so much. We are very excited for your film to come out. You did a phenomenal job. And I just want to say thank you for your time. And it was a pleasure speaking with you.
You too. You too. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.